now we're going to get into group responsibility roles. Chia, what's your group role? You're a recorder. You're going to get together with all the same people that you are, recorders, in about a minute here. And that goes for Francis, it goes for Ariel, and it goes for our lead. So managers will get together, presenters will get together, librarians will get together, and recorders will get together. So it's a little bit of a micro lab in our same role context. In a minute, I'll be passing out materials for that, but let me just show you what you're going to do. I'm going to show you a little bit of a model of what's going to happen. You guys are going to each get a problem scenario for graphing. For example, this is the recorders. Now, if I was a recorder, what I would do is I'd look this over and I'd see, oh, this is my job. I'm taking times. Someone's yelling out a time to me, and I'm taking a time and a distance, and I'm going to be plotting it. I'm going to be putting on here, and I'm going to hand it over to my librarian to plot it on the graph. Well, the good news is you're going to become a librarian. The bad news is to become a librarian, you're going to be kind of graphing today. So not only are you going to put your data here, which is, by the way, is going to be down here, you're going to put it in this section, then you're going to end up graphing, and then you're going to answer some questions. So this is what the recorder's job is going to look like today. Librarian researcher job, a little bit of what you've been doing for the last couple times in lab. You're just taking data, raw data that we have, and plotting it on a graph. I do ask you some questions to help guide you, and I ask you some questions to help you analyze the graph once you've plotted the data. So, for example, if I start with this one, I would just do the old XY, where I do 0, 0, and I put a dot there. Whew, that was easy, right? If I had a 1 here, I would do a 1 and move up 0.5, and I do that, and so on. Okay, that's what I'll be doing for the librarian. Now, if I was a manager, because, you know, the big running joke is the managers don't get to do a lot of the jobs. They get to be bosses and bullies to the people underneath them. I'm giving you a little bit to do here. Imagine you're showing your recorder how to create a table that shows position versus time. I ask you 5 questions to help you kind of guide. You are now the boss. You will guide your recorder to success in taking this data, putting it back on a table, and then answering these questions on it. So if I was a manager and this was in real time, I should be able to have the knowledge, or at least the direction, to tell my coworkers what they need to do for their job. So this is just one example. Now, if I was pretending to be a presenter, now, we know that the presenters don't usually handle the data like the recorders and the librarians do. But the presenters have to be experts, right? They have to know their data. So for this one, I'm making the presenters do a little bit more work. I'm asking them actually do the reverse. They're going to take the data from the graph, put it at a table, and then I ask you a set of 3 questions about the data, the quality of the data. All right? In addition to all this, so you will have your responsibilities on a mini slip that, remember those little mini slips where we wrote our own rules? We're doing that again, but this time I'm not asking you to write new rules for this activity. I'm asking you to recall and think about the old rules, like the main rules. What does a manager do? What is a recorder responsible for? You know, that sort of thing. So we're gonna fill in our responsibilities, complete each activity, and then we're going to go back to our lab teams that we're in now, and our presenters are gonna get prepped to present to the group. So right now it's about 2:10. I'm gonna go for 2:35 on this one, all right? And how we'll do this, what I'd like everyone to do right now is stand up, rather, and know that in this section, our presenters are going to be over here. Our librarians, one of you are going to be so lucky you won't have to move, are going to be right over here. Our recorders are going to be right here. And our managers are going to be right over here. You get to stay. All right, let's move now. Be careful with some of the setup. Thank you. Watch where you're walking if you may. Yeah, don't trip. All right, I'm gonna have you stay right here, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have you be in the library. We might need another chair. Why don't you grab a chair? We might need another chair in this section, ladies. Yeah, we might need to add another chair to your group and share a shoulder with each other. Okay, what do I mean by these slips? First things first, I would like you to look at the description on your slip of the new jobs that you have today. Okay, so we're gonna review our new responsibilities. Now I want you to try to remember, think of this as a pretend little mini quiz. In the science world, when we're doing a lab, what is a recorder's main job? What are they responsible for, okay? So this group of recorders are gonna put those two down on the blank lines. I believe the managers are over here, same thing with the managers. They're gonna look at their new responsibilities for this activity, but then they're also going to write down what their main jobs are as managers. All right, so I'll allow until 2:35 for this and see where we're at close to that. And I'll go around the room to answer any of your questions. If I hear you correctly, what you're saying is 10 seconds isn't enough time to collect that data. We should see what else this helicopter does, like an extended amount of time.
How does it improve on collecting this data?
No, like,
Well, Elaine, what I think you're saying is the more data we collect, the better idea we can get about
The motion
what's
of the
occurring,
helicopter.
right?